Mother Pantser, no! Don't page me now! Hello, Ramborgia. Welcome to John Rambo Presents the show. I'm OJ, and with me as never is the man who frequently needs to tell people not to blow this. The man himself, Howard, is here.
Yo.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing on this fine evening?
I'm doing all right, and yourself?
Doing all right. Having a much better week than last week. Just kind of chilling out, you know. Same old stuff. Back to the regular routine.
Why? What happened last week?
Last week I was on call for work, and I got paged quite a bit.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was one of those fun little, if everything can go wrong, it will.
But you are the man with the master plan.
Yes, to wait the 7 days.
Oh,
man, that did the trick. Now, how are you doing? I hear that you've got a little bit of a rambunctious character hanging out at your house nowadays.
Oh my God, yes. Last week, I kind of teased my girlfriend. I went to the part of my route is the Milford Mall, so I stopped into the pet store, and we've been looking at puppies.
Aw.
And I went inside and I saw a bulldog puppy, an English bulldog puppy, what we've been looking for years. And it was a little pricey. Plus, the puppy was a little sick. There was mucus in his eyes and mucus in the nose.
Ooh.
So I told my girlfriend, and she's like freaking out. I'm going to leave work right now. I'm going to the mall. I'm like, what? You're working. How the hell are you you're going to leave work now to go come to the mall? So, I felt really bad, and, I said, you know what, let me make a phone call to pet shop in Norwalk, which is 15 minutes from here, and they had the puppy there. So I got home, and I said, I didn't tell her. I said, no, just get in the car. We're going to go see. I'm going to bring you somewhere. So when we got there, she started, freaking out and stuff, and then we saw the puppy, and, we got the puppy. Puppy came home. She's a trip of a puppy. And luckily, not too many issues. We managed to potty train her, for the most part, But
wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, but other than that, she's just like, just a ball of energy, and bites me and bites my neck, and then I bite her ear, and it's a big biting fest.
Okay, that's not what I expected to hear, but fair enough.
But other than that, it's been a pretty interesting experience. Other than that, this is my first dog. I've always been a cat person. So,
well, this is quite a big change for you then.
Yes, big change, having to get up and bring the dog downstairs and things like that. And the dog. It's funny because the dog is so dependent on you. It's not like a cat where the cat doesn't give two shits about what you do or what anyone else does around it. It just feed me and here's my litter box and that's it. Feed me and change the litter box. But other than that, I've been I'm actually surprised. It taught me a lot about responsibility.
Thank you, South Park, man.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for a lot of things actually. This weekend is East Coast Throwdown.
Oh yes, I believe that is quite the fighting game tournament. No,
not really. It's just it's a small major for the East Coast, and what's exciting about this year is that it's a qualifier for the Tournament of Legends, which is a big Super Turbo tournament at Evo.
Oh really?
Yeah. So. Damdai's in it, Riz is in it, and hopefully Mars and a couple of the other Don't Blow This crew members will be able to take the win. So I'm excited. I'm going to go. I'm not going to play, but I'm just there to support my teammates.
See, that's pretty nice. You're not even you're going there not because you want to go. You want to go there to help your friends out. It's pretty selfless of you. That's pretty cool. Plus, I'm guessing it's a bunch of fun anyway, just to hang out with all these people, see what sort of nonsense and hullabaloo they're up to with the turbo these days.
Oh yeah, and the only other issue is hygiene, if you know what I'm saying. you have a large venue, and people have been sitting in the same spot for the last 8 hours, and if outside it's 80 degrees, inside it's like 120, and people people don't know how to control their own bodily functions. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So and then the key thing is people end up forgetting to use a special kind of thing that we learned in high school, or not even high school, in grade school, to use deodorant.
Deodorant?
Deodorant. Yes. But you're already experienced with these kind of things, going to all these conventions. Yes.
Yeah, they call it constench.
Constench. I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. It's gotten to the point that some of my favorite webcomics have made hygiene instructional strips for people. Like Something Positive had a pretty good one instructing people on how to use deodorant and how to properly shower.
Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, some people say, well, I don't have time. I'm playing games all day and then playing games all night. I don't have time to shower. I don't have time to sleep. Well, it may take 8 hours to get, a good amount of sleep, but it takes, 15 minutes to shower? I mean, longer if you have long hair.
15 minutes. Dude, you don't even, necessarily, you don't have to take a shower. You could just, use some sort of deodorant and some body spray and you're good. Do something to mask it at least.
Aw. Or, I mean, it's tough. Like, I go to anime conventions a lot, and a lot of people like to go in costume, but sometimes they don't bring enough costumes for all 3 days, or however many days of the convention. So you'll see the same costume on the same person day 1 and day 2. But, depending on the costume, it's okay. Like, if you see someone dressed as a businessman, they could change everything, but they could just keep the same jacket and change the shirt, whatever. Ties don't end up smelling much. If they do, you've got bigger problems. But it's just kind of scary. Like, you wonder, well, I guess they couldn't bring that much stuff on the train or the bus, or I don't know. I don't want to make fun of anybody. I mean, sometimes it's just tough because you're in a hot room surrounded by people. It's going to smell. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it except try. And deodorant's a good option.
Oh, yeah. Hands down. Like, I'm telling you, and that's the other thing, too. I again, the first and the last convention that I went to was MagFest with you guys. That was the first time I've ever gone to these type of conventions, but tournaments was always something that I went to. And I don't know if these kind of conventions have the same issue that the tournaments do, but as soon as you step into the venue, the first smell that comes to your mind is A, bodily odor, and B, marijuana.
Wow, it's that bad at tournaments?
Oh yeah. Some tournaments, I went to one tournament that the people were while they're playing, they're smoking marijuana while they're playing. This is at like the crummiest hotel thing ever. Yeah, nobody said nothing, just whatever,
Oh, kids will be kids.
Yeah, kids will be kids. Everybody's getting half baked inside of the venue.
It's half circle forward, not half joint inserted.
I had a friend of mine. It was funny. I had a friend of mine that, when I came back into the fighting game scene, I decided to do more modding stuff. So I was modding a lot of joysticks and stuff. And one of my friends came up to me and asked me to make him a hinge type of mechanism for the panel so that he can hide his marijuana in the arcade stick.
Oh my gosh.
Incognito, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh dear.
Oh,
it's not a stick, it's a stash.
But yeah, I've these things are really fun. If you're into these kind of like tournaments, it doesn't even have to be for fighting games. It could be for any kind of like a tournament, whether it's card games, board games, anything. I suggest everyone to go to one of these kind of events. You learn a lot about yourself and a lot about competition in general.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not ready to go to like a big time just tournament venue, just going to one of these conventions is fun because you see a lot of like-minded people. Like, you go to an anime convention or you go to a gaming convention, you're going to see a lot of other gamers, people who you can tell they have you all have at least one thing in common. Either y'all like games, or y'all like anime in some fashion, or you're dating somebody who does and you had to go with them because you had no choice. But either way, there's still some common ground between every other person you see. And you're not often in a situation where you can do that. I mean, I've been to conventions where you just get there and you can talk to anybody. Like, you can just walk up and say hi, and you can just start a conversation. And it's amazing. Like, you can't usually do that. You're stuck waiting in line 2 hours to see a panel. And the people you're hanging out with, they're all pretty cool. They bust out their DSs, play some games. Someone takes out some cards, you know. I've seen people, like, practically play a board game sitting in line sometimes. It's just like, and, you know, people just walk up and say hi. It's an interesting situation.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I really liked about the convention is that, again, you, myself, and Rambo, we grew up in a time when playing games was something that was very nerdy. And it was, you know, it was a very niche market. It was a niche environment, you know, and we were, you know, I was even kind of embarrassed to say that I played games a lot. But for the most part, it was great going to these conventions, this past convention, because, you know, you step into this kind of environment and you can just let loose and be yourself, basically, and not have to worry about anyone judging you.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's what I felt like when I was at PAX. Like, everybody was just there to hang out. Nobody cared about the rest of it. Like, that was the key thing. Like, I had a conversation with a friend of a friend who I hadn't met before. We're just walking back from the convention to the car. Just like, yeah, you can just come here. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to think ill of you for liking this or liking that. Everyone was just incredibly chill. Like, we made friends that night. We just ran into some people outside of a concert, and we ended up talking for a little while. They ended up having a joust with us. Like, my friend hopped on my shoulders, and this girl hopped on her boyfriend, I think's shoulders, and, like, we just charged at each other, feet flailing.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, like, we never met these. We hung out with them for the next 2 or 3 hours. We went down to the classic game section. We played Road Rash, watched some dudes play Dragon Slayer. I mean, you can just meet people. I mean, this is, I guess, giant advertisement for conventions everywhere. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, I guess now, though, it is a bit different because it seems like nerd culture is a little bit more, I don't know if I'd say appreciated now, but I don't think people look down on nerds quite as much, for at least for people for playing video games and stuff, because, like, now so many people play video games. Like, the people who wouldn't touch a Nintendo when I was a kid, like, that same class of person is playing, like, Angry Birds on their phone, working their way slowly towards Dwarf Fortress. I mean,
there you go. Yeah, and I kind of, you know, as time went on, I kind of strayed away from hanging out with my older friends, and, you know, just tried to hang out with people that were a little more intellectual, if you know what I'm saying. It's kind of disheartening to try to hold some sort of conversation with someone that doesn't know the difference between there, and there. You know, two and two, and, like, you know, and then just, you know, they're just talking about nonsense stuff that I don't want to hear about. You know, just, you know, it's just, like I said, it's a different environment. But going back to what we were saying about nerd things, you know, the only thing I look down on, and it's the honestly, it's the Japanese otaku culture. I just read on Kotaku the other day that in Akiba, everybody knows that Akihabara is like a crazy place, just crazy.
Akihabara Electric Town.
And what this company did was they're selling 2 scents, like like fragrances. One is schoolgirl urine and schoolgirl sweat.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to link you the article. It was ridiculous. I'm like, what? And then I guess the schoolgirl sweat, from what people were saying that bought it, I don't even know why you would even buy this. It smelled worse than the schoolgirl urine. The schoolgirl urine had like a hint of lemon. Like, what?
Are they diabetic kids or something?
I don't know.
Well, I've been told that with diabetes, your urine smells sweet, which is something frightening to me, because I'm always worried I'm going to, be urinating one day, and that's going to be the day I'm like, is there frosting in here? Oh, no. But, like, that's pretty frightening. I mean, well, the otaku culture, like, are you talking about the culture of, like, the people who just stay inside their house, never leave, and go crazy about this one hobby they devoted themselves to, don't talk to anybody, don't do anything but go outside, get stuff for it, and go back home?
Yeah, I kind of
Or like the creeper culture of people who
both
focus. Yeah, okay.
both. I don't get me wrong. I devote a lot to my hobbies. Like I said, I collect arcade equipment and stuff like that. But I don't just go to work, come home, and then play or collect, and then go on forums and things like that. I try to socialize the best that I can, and I guess I feel bad because I guess Japanese culture is very hard. It's just a hard culture. They're very prejudiced people. I guess in all sense. Whether it's skin color or I don't know, just social status, right?
Well, it's tough. I mean, the culture is a lot about being proper. You got to do if you go against what everyone else is doing, you might be doing could be kind of bad.
Yeah, I guess so.
What's the word? It's the word for belonging to a group and going along with the group. Man, where's my thesaurus today? Dang, dude.
I know, you're usually good with these big words.
That's because usually I got John to say intelligent stuff while I think of the word. Whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's just it's pretty crazy. I didn't get to meet anyone like that in Japan, so.
Well, that's the thing. They were at home.
Good point. Wow. I did meet some weird, creepy people in the bookstore. I was looking for the Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition book for John.
Oh, nice. Aww.
And I walked into the store and there was like, you can tell the sections are like gated off, not gated off, but you can tell the hentai sections from the store. Yeah. And you see like the guys like reading some weird manga and like he's looking around, making sure nobody's looking at him while he's looking. And it's like, ugh.
I've seen people reading that on the subway.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah, he's just sitting there reading a book. I mean, unless it was just a regular book that occasionally has nude women in it. But, yeah, I'll tell you, though, when I was studying abroad there for a semester, we were about, I think, my friends were about junior year in college, and it was kind of creepy because Japanese businessmen would hit on my friends. Like, they come up to us when we're waiting at the train station, like, would you like some gum?
Really?
Would you like some gum? We're like, no thanks. We're cool. Thank you. They just go right up to the women. And I don't know. Maybe they honestly just wanted to give us some gum, but it was a little creepy to us at the time.
No, that is creepy. I don't think they just wanted to give you gum because I know when I was there, no one wanted to look at me or speak to me.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, all I can pick up was gaijin. And I knew they were talking about us.
And this was in Tokyo?
Yeah, this was in Tokyo.
Dang. Although, come to think of it, I think that one of the ways to say condom is gamu. So, unless the guy was making a creepy hitting on you innuendo double entendre pun, yeah.
Now I'm freaking out. Why did you make me think of this?
Sorry about that, man. Although, I mean, I'll tell you, I didn't really have too much of a problem with the foreigner thing. I mean, I guess the area of Tokyo we were in, there were a lot of foreigners around. I mean, only when I went to Kyoto did I actually feel like I frightened people.
Yeah, good point. So. When I was in Kyoto, I saw a guy, a white guy riding his bike, and I thought, wow, they have these people here.
So where did you get to travel to when you went to Japan, and when was this?
This was April of last year. 3 weeks 3 weeks after the Fukushima Daiichi disaster.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty bananas when we got there. We went to sleep. Well, we got to the hotel, fell asleep. Magnitude 3 earthquake happened. 2 days later, a magnitude 7.2.
That's a little bigger.
Yeah, on the 13th floor, so the building swayed for a minute and a half. Yeah. So and then we went all over. We tried to hit the Yamanote line in Tokyo as best as we could. All of it.
Oh yeah, the big is that's the big green one, right? That goes around everything.
Yeah, it goes around. I guess in an oval. So
yeah,
we tried to hit most of the stops in the Yamanote, and we got to go to. They have, I don't know. Japanese people have this thing with English words that are like they have no idea what the hell it means. So we went to like a mall. I think it was in Nishinipori called
Hmm.
Sunshine Dory.
Okay.
Yeah. And and then the name of the mall. No, the name of the mall was Sunshine 60 Dory. Really weird.
Oh, you went to Sunshine 60.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I guess because inside of the mall is a museum for Toyota, and I wanted to see the big three museums because I'm a big car nut. So I wanted to go.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I ended up going to the Toyota museum, but I couldn't make it to the Nissan or the Mazda museum. So when we went to the Toyota one, we got to see all like race cars and some new cars that were getting released in Japan, plus the Emperor's car. I guess so what is it called? The Emperor's, like, you know how the presidential car is. The
Yeah,
Emperor
yeah.
has his own too that Toyota makes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we got to see that, and then like you when you leave the museum, you're inside of the mall, and it's weird because the mall is underground, like a big part of it.
Oh.
So it goes under the street, and then like it's far, dude. You walk, 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 and then there's like, you know, and then there's like a big part of the mall, and you could just walk some more, and it's like then what do we see in there that was American? Oh, Build-A-Bear. I didn't think Build-A-Bear was gonna.
Seriously?
Yeah, Build-A-Bear in Japan. Yeah. Build-A-Bear. There was a Toys R Us. I guess Toys R Us is like a popular store in Japan too.
Yeah, there was. We went to one in Tokyo when we were studying there. I think it was weird. I distinctly remember there being an escalator to get up to the store, which for some reason we found hilarious.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was different. It was certainly different.
Oh, and then we went to Harajuku.
I was gonna ask you if you made it there. Yeah.
That was nuts because being that we were doing a lot of research prior to us embarking on this vast, crazy journey, doing a lot of research about what was going on in the country, and Fox News, not for nothing, but never listen to Fox News. Fox News is the worst TV station in the world. I don't care what anybody says; they lie out of their teeth to make some sort of news. They were saying that all of Japan was under some huge turmoil. There was like lines of people trying to get out of the country to go back. They were trying to go to Korea or something because of the disaster in Fukushima. So, and then we enter Harajuku. There's video of this. Dude, you couldn't even walk on that main strip at Harajuku.
Oh no, it is incredibly crowded.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, it was weird too, because there was like guys, like these foreign guys trying to pick up Japanese girls to go in the store, and it was really weird. Yeah.
So what did you get to go to? There's a store there. I don't remember what it's called. I just call it the American store in Harajuku, right off that main street. There's this store that we went inside, and it was all I could think was, this is what Japan thinks America is. And it was nothing but The Simpsons and Coca-Cola, pretty much. And, like, just, state-themed stuff.
No way.
Yeah, there was Simpsons stuff everywhere. It was Coke memorabilia like you would not believe. It was 2 floors of this, too. I mean, it was a cool store, and there were some pretty interesting things. I mean, I was just going around thinking, wait, but why would I have stuff like this at home. Why would I buy this? I'm just thinking, I guess I'm not finding any souvenirs here then.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, that section, when I went there, I went with someone I was dating at the time. We were both studying in Japan in different cities at the same time, but we went, and my friend wanted to go try on some of the Lolita Goth clothing. I don't know how familiar you are with Lolita Goth fashion, but there's a lot of it in the Harajuku area. That's where you're going to find the craziest fashions in all of Tokyo, in my opinion. And there's this store, you just go in there. It's crazy. There's all these, it looks like Victorian doll clothes gone weird. Like, it's like you've got creepy black like dresses that they look like they'd be on one of those scary little dolls would be walking around with those creepy eyes, like.
Yeah, I saw that. It was what did they call it? Gosrori?
Yeah, I think Dorigos,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
whichever order it's in.
it was weird too when we saw that. And then in Akiba there was like that big thing with Mado where
Oh yeah.
yeah, dude, I was like really like this close to going into a Mado cafe just to see what goes on in there. But then I'm looking at the price and I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $30 for me to sit and quote unquote have a conversation with a Japanese girl that doesn't know what the hell I'm saying. And then I have to buy drinks for probably both of us, which is whatever they serve. It's not even alcoholic beverages. It's like green tea, soda, whatever. And then she
Yeah.
serves it to you. And then it's like, why? And then, dude, and they're pushy, man. They start freaking shoving the pamphlet in your face, and I'm like, what the hell, man? And then I find, and then you can't take a picture of them.
No, they want you to go there.
Yeah, they no picture, no picture. And then I found a Mado that was a Western Mado. Dude, this girl was like 6 feet tall, man. And I'm like, what the hell? This is weird. Weird.
Well, I bet you that's something that a lot of dudes over there would go for. You don't see that many tall people, you know?
Yeah, that is true.
But they've also got. Well, one thing about the Lolita Goth things, it's weird because it's like they're dressing up like little kid clothes would be. Yeah. But one other thing, like, there's not just the maid cafes. There's the anime-themed maid cafes. So, like, there's people dressed up like Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah.
And you can go have them hang out with you and serve you stuff. Like, it's a pretty big culture there. And not to mention, for older dudes, there's places you can go where I think you just go there. It's like a strip club, but no one gets naked. Like, you sit down, you buy drinks for the both of you, and they just chat with you for a while.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, not to mention the love hotels, which are exactly what they sound like.
A love hotel.
Yup.
Oh my God.
Yup.
The other place that we went to that was really cool was we went to Yokohama. Did you go to Yokohama?
I did not go to Yokohama.
Yeah, we went to Yokohama and we saw the Chinatown. Chinatown is
What was that
yeah,
like?
that was strange. You know, we actually ate there. And it's pretty interesting to see how Chinese people cater their menus to the culture that they live in. So, like, Chinese food in America is completely different.
Fry all the things.
Yeah, well, whereas Chinese food in Japan is let's ramen all the things. Yeah, everything is ramen. So that was a little odd, you know. And then we ate. What did we eat? Oh, we ate like a snack. It was a panda dumpling. It's a dumpling that has a panda's face on it, and it's filled with like meat inside. It was really good.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, like one of those what are they called? Like, yeah, they're like a pork bun type thing.
Yeah, or as they like to call it. What was it, Naomi? What is this? Oh, panda dumpling. Okay, panda dumpling.
Oh.
But it was pretty cool. Yokohama is like a huge bay. I guess it's like Tokyo's biggest bay.
Yeah.
And then when we left there, we went to an aquarium, Sea Paradise. And
I wanted to go
and
there.
I'm still kicking myself in the ass because I ended up losing, like when I got home, bro, or when we got back to the hotel and I went to go upload the footage, I ended up deleting everything.
Oh no.
Dude, there was like we had taken video of a panda dolphin.
Panda dolphin.
Yeah, it was like a black and white dolphin. It was weird. It was black with white stripes. Or not stripes, but like spots.
So you had a Dalmatian dolphin.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, and the dolphin was doing tricks and everything. It was, dude, it was awesome. It was awesome. And then usually I don't know. Sometimes I can't control myself asking stupid questions. So everywhere we went in the aquarium, this was really bad. Jasmine went and like hit me a couple of times, told me to stop. Everywhere we were with two of our friends that we met there, and everywhere every fish we went by, do you eat this? Do you eat this? Do you eat this?
Oh man, dude.
and then what's funny is they're like thinking about it. Oh, I think we do.
Oh man. You know, just because they're an island nation doesn't mean
all they eat is fish.
I mean, granted, lots of fish are consumed, but I don't know. I mean,
Oh my god, it was funny though. It was funny. But yeah, and then we went to Kyoto with my friend Shu, and we went by Shinkansen, which is the bullet train. Did you got to ride the
Oh,
Shinkansen, right?
it's like you're on a plane, but with a lot less of the annoying parts.
Yeah, and it's well, it's two things. It's pretty damn expensive.
Yeah.
Very, very effing expensive. And B, it's really fast. But what's crazy is like when I got up to use the bathroom, and to a degree you don't feel anything. Like you don't feel like you're traveling 250 miles an hour,
No.
but the only issue is that like sometimes I guess the train has to level itself off when it takes a turn. So there's like hydraulics in the train that lifts one side up so it doesn't derail at that speed. Yeah, there's like it actually like levels itself off. It's really weird. So when it's making a turn, you can actually feel like when you get up, like it moving.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. I just sat down with my Nintendo and played it all day.
Yeah, and then but what was cool is like before we ended up going to one of the bento shops and we got a bento box.
Ah, that's a good plan.
Yeah, sat down, but it was odd because we ended up getting a bento with like a pork, like a pork cutlet and
Yeah. Katsu.
katsu. Yeah,
Forgot. Tonkatsu.
Yeah.
Tonkatsu.
and they eat it cold. I'm like, really?
Well, that's the thing. If you go to a convenience store, konbini, as they're called, I mean, there's tons and tons of really awesome food like that just hanging out in the fridge. Sometimes they have a microwave to heat it up for you if it's the right type of container. But it's everywhere, man. Like, for convenient food, I mean, Japanese convenience stores blow American convenience stores out of the water. There's just so much there. I mean, Japanese 7-Elevens sell, like, before American ones did, sold movies and games and all sorts of nonsense. Like, whatever you want, you can get onigiri little rice, like, not really rice cake, but rice formed into a ball type thing with stuff in it, with anything from mayonnaise to tiny fish. All sorts of drinks, crazy flavors of Pepsi, squid chips, green tea Kit Kats. I mean, just all the different food options there are great. And the street food is amazing as well. Like, there's places you can go for little, red bean cakes, for cream puffs, little custard cakes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And since you're walking everywhere, you'll need to eat that stuff to keep your strength up. Trust me.
Oh yeah. The only thing that was a little odd for me to eat, I was able to eat everything. It's those red bean cakes. Because I can't. The idea of eating a bean, something that's a bean paste that's not salty, it's very odd for me. Very, very odd. Very odd. So it is good, but and that was the other thing too is what was it called? We went to, again, it was Hanami, which is cherry blossom season. So when we had gotten there, we went to this place in Meguro that they were doing the what is it called? That rice thing, mochi. Yeah. So it was a mochitsuki party, I guess. Mochitsuki's the party.
Nice.
Yeah. So we ended up making the mochi, and and then my friend, I'm seeing my friend eat it, right? And he's like, just like popping them, right, in his mouth. Boom, and then he just then there were big pieces, right? So and then I said, okay, let me try this. Dude, I do that. Dude, I almost freaking threw up because of the consistency of
it's squishy.
Yeah, and it
gets stuck.
It gets stuck and it's hard to chew and it's hard to swallow and oh my god, dude. And then but it was a really good experience because nobody in there spoke English. Shu's girlfriend, she was the only one that spoke English. Shu's girlfriend doesn't speak English. Not a lick of it. Yeah, Ayano doesn't speak English. So, and there was other people in there as well. And it was funny because they would look at us and they would you can tell they want to speak to us, but they don't know what to say. Aww. And then, it's funny because they saw my hat and it would say, oh, Yankee, Yankee, Yankee. That's all they would say. And I'm like, okay, Yankee. So,
well, everyone knows the Yankees.
Yeah, exactly.
Sadly.
And that was another thing that was cool was right before we left, we went to the opening game in Japan for baseball. And I'm not
nice deal.
Yeah, I'm not a baseball fan, but it was actually really cool to experience that. It was in Chiba.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
the Chiba Rotte Marines,
Yeah,
right?
actually, it's not even the Chiba. Yeah, it's not even the Chiba Lot Marines anymore. It's the QVC Marines.
What?
QVC, the channel,
Oh
the
come
shopping
on,
channel. Yep.
man. No, dude, when I was there, that was the like one of the years that the Marines won the I guess their equivalent of the World Series. They won the championship. Everyone was happy. Come on, man. But I've been told that baseball there is really an experience. They give you stuff to wave, everyone's really respectful, and a lot of people get drunk.
Yeah, and it's like, it was reminiscent to me because I used to when I was a kid, I used to go to Brazil. I used to go to soccer games, and they used to have chants for the teams and stuff. Used to have songs, and it was the same thing. You sit in your side or whatever. Again, like you said, very respectful. But people come in, they bring drums and things, and they have their own chants for their team and stuff. And it was pretty cool to experience that. And then I guess seventh inning, you blow a balloon and you just let all of them go, and the whole
Aw.
stadium's full. But what was nice about it was that the game was the Marines versus the Tohoku Hawks, I think they're called,
Yeah.
and that was right after the earthquake, and
Mm.
so they gave these little pamphlets that said "I love Japan" or something like that, or "I support Japan," and then everybody brought it up, brought it up, so the TV, she came up on the TV and stuff. It was pretty cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's weird though because a lot of the the players on the teams aren't even Japanese; they're like Dominican or American.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I guess a lot of the washed up players from West go to Japan to try to make some.
Some coaches too.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm not a big baseball fan, but it was a pretty cool experience to see that.
Then wear a Red Sox hat, dang it.
Yeah, yeah. Just so I can get shot, right?
Hey, I'll tell you, dude. I grew up in Westchester County, New York, man, wearing a Red Sox hat. That was fun.
You,
Oh, then again, I guess if there's a lot of Yankee fans where you live, that might be dangerous too.
oh yeah. You know how
Quick.
how rivalries
Yeah.
are here.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Connecticut's really the battleground state for this because you got the Yankees in New York and the Red Sox in Massachusetts. So you guys are stuck right in the middle. I mean, honestly, switching topics here, I think that Connecticut has it's rough. So you've got first of all the baseball and sports rivalries, but second of all, you're sandwiched between two of the most ridiculous sets of drivers that you will ever meet. You've got the angry people from New York who know what they're doing but are jerks about it, and then the crazy people from Boston who drive like crazy. Now, no offense, it's not their fault, but the roads in Boston and Massachusetts are nuts.
Oh my God, dude! I did that once. Was it 2 years ago? My uncle lives in right near Harvard. Was that Is that Cambridge? Is that Cambridge,
I
Massachusetts?
think so.
Dude, whoever designed that city is a moron. I'm being serious. Is a moron. How do you have, like in New York, you're driving through New York, every other street is a one way of the opposite, right? So you go down one street, it's one way going one direction. The next street is one way going down the other direction. In Boston, it's different. You can drive up a street, and four streets are the same effing direction. So now,
No, I
so now it takes, like, you're trying to do like a U-turn or whatever. You can't. You're driving like 3 miles down to make a right, and then you're praying to God when you come up the street that it's not another 5 going down the same direction on the other side.
yeah, well, not to mention, I mean, there's a place that my dad and I went to go park. It's pretty close to Fenway Park by the Kenmore train station. So you can get close enough to the station, to the stadium to walk, but not so close that you can't drive or park anywhere. And I forgot the name of the street corner, but it's called like 7 corners or 12 corners or something. And there's actually about 6, 7, or 8 streets that just join. It's like that giant monument in Paris. That's a big thing in the center, and then like a star shape fanning out. It's that same star shape, only there's not a giant monument in the middle to spread it out. It's just like 6 streets right at each other.
Oh,
It's nuts. Try coming out of that parking garage, you got to wait for like 12,000 stoplight lights to change.
oh yeah, those things are horrible, man. Horrible. That like I said, the whole idea. And then it's not just, hey, it's cars. Now it's, hey, it's cars and those weird bus trolleys. Did you see those?
Yeah. It's half the transit system subway, half the transit systems those trolley cars.
Yeah, and it's like, why do you need a driver for this? It's on a track.
Well, the worst part, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Boston. I love it. I mean, I love Boston, I love New York. Yeah, that's a thing that can happen. People can like them both. But the fact that those trolley cars in the subway stop around like midnight or 1 a.m. is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You hit that hour, drunk people out everywhere, calling cabs from the middle of the street. Just trying to get from point A to point B is a mess. So.
Oh, that's why I miss Japan, man. You get drunk and you can just sleep on the street and nobody will bother you.
That's scary, but true. Like a bunch of my friends, I mean, they slept at train stations. They hopped over to where some kid was interning and slept like in the bushes. No one gave a hoot.
Yeah, it was great. When I was walking the first day, man, when I got there, we were walking back from Shu's apartment, and I'm like, filming, and oh my God, look, there's a drunk guy on the floor. And then it's funny because you look, and I think it was a weekday, you look, and he's like, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, yeah, you're just going to get up, you're going to dust yourself off, and you're just going to go to work. Smelling like booze.
Worst things have happened. It occurs to me, we've been talking for a while, and I kind of breezed past this, but I'm going to run back and let everybody know. Didn't want to make a big deal out of this, but right now, John Rambo is in a better place. And I and Howard have taken over the show. See, John Rambo, as I said, is in a better place. We can only hope that he's happy there. In fabulous Los Angeles, Hollywood at E3. So we've got hosting duties for the week.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be your understudy.
Understudy, come on, man. You are a force unto yourself.
I don't know if I should call you Mr. Harrington, because I call Rambo Mr. Rambo sometimes. So, I was just thinking about this today when I was at work. I was getting geared up for the show. Your name is John Harrington, right?
Yes.
So I don't know. I think of that as like royalty. John Harrington.
John Harrington the third, mind you, but not a junior. For my father shares a different middle name than I.
Yeah, born into royalty, huh? What are you? You are part Italian though, right?
Oh, you're darn right, man.
Wow. Would a last name Harrington, really?
Well, my dad's Irish, German, French, Canadian. Or Irish, German, French people who moved to Canada. I don't know which.
They moved to Canada and are now in New York.
It's a complicated life story, I assure you.
And your mother is full Italian?
Half Italian, half Sicilian, so...
Well, explain this to me. What is this with like John doesn't refer to himself as being Italian? He's Sicilian. Like, what is the deal with that? Like,
well, Sicily's got a culture all to itself. I mean, you've got people who came over from Italy a long time ago. The Moors came over and hung out in Sicily for a while. Italians, Moors, people from Arabian countries. I mean, a lot of different groups have lived in Sicily and have contributed to the culture there. There's a wide variety of ancestry there, so it's a lot different. The culture is a lot different. There's different food, different styles of drink, different styles of everything. And I mean, I wouldn't recommend listening to the explanation in the movie True Romance about Sicilians, because that was a very danger-filled scene, to say the least. If you haven't seen the movie, somebody's talking about what Sicilians are to Christopher Walken, and wow. I highly recommend you go see that movie. It's crazy. But yeah, it's a lot different. I mean, my mom is very, very proud of her heritage. So she talks about, like, my grandpa's family is from Modica, which is a small town out there. My grandma's from, I think, Napoli, somewhere on the mainland. So, yeah, it's just different. It's like saying, what's a good example of another country you could do that with? It's like it's not as extreme as saying you're from Okinawa, Japan, instead of like, Honshu or Tokyo or whatever. But it's a similar sort of thing, because Okinawa is a lot different.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Their diet is different. They eat different things. You know.
They're kind of far away from the mainland too,
Yeah.
so that's that deal. So yeah, we're filling in for Rambo here. He is at E3 having hopefully a wonderful time, and we're going to hear all about E3. If you'll note, we haven't really gone into the topic of new games, one that's coming out, announcements and whatnot, because that's probably going to be on the show in the future when John gets back. So as long as we're bouncing around, I did want to run back to your dog for a second. Have you named your dog yet? Because we didn't hear the name of the dog.
Yes, we did. The dog's name is Lady.
That sounds like a fitting name for an English bulldog. Yeah. Does your dog drink tea or talk with an accent?
No, but she is pretty. She is a princess, though. The dog gets what she wants, and that's it. They're just like a really hard-headed breed. You can't tell them no. They just bully their way to get what they want. That's all. And the name fits them. But what was funny was, initially, we were at odds about what to name her. Jasmine was like, "Oh, name her something Japanese," but I'm like, "No, the dog. I really don't want to name her something Japanese."
Igirisu.
Yeah, somebody named
English.
Yeah, somebody had suggested on Facebook to name her something like bitch in Japanese. I forgot what the name of it was, but I said no. But I wanted to name her. And then I came up with two names, and it was for one of my favorite cartoons now. What's the name of it? Adventure Time.
What time is it?
Adventure Time.
Yeah, there we go.
They did an episode once that they made Jake and Finn a girl. They made them girls. Did you ever watch that episode? Or I don't know if you...
I did not see that episode.
Cake the cat and Fiona the human. So I was going to name the dog Cake, but then it didn't really fit. So and then I decided to name the dog... I wanted to name the dog Lady Rainicorn or Lady Puppycorn. But it's too long of a name, so I just stuck with Lady.
Oh, that's cool. It's like Lady and the Tramp a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, do your neighbors have a dog? I thought they did.
The guy downstairs has cats, and then the guy to the left, I don't know.
Because I remember when I was walking outside of your house once, it was actually kind of funny to me because I was dressed in long pants and a shirt and stuff. I step outside, and there's a little dog that's like jumping at my legs, and the guy says, "Oh no, leave her alone." I'm like, wait. Is the dog a girl, or do you think I'm a girl?
Come on.
What? I haven't been accused of being a girl since I worked at Toys R Us or Dunkin Donuts.
Wow, you worked at Dunkin Donuts?
Oh my gosh, the stories I could tell.
Dude, the question that I have is, I don't know about you, but I consider myself a coffee connoisseur.
Okay.
I love coffee, and... initially when I started drinking coffee, I used to drink a lot of Dunkin' Donuts coffee, but I ended up finding out how bad, Dunkin' Donuts coffee is. It's pretty crummy. And, and for me, I'm very lactose intolerant. So, cream, I cannot drink coffee with cream.
So you can't doctor it down to make it taste better, huh?
No, it just, if I, when I have, I joke with my dad has the same problem. If I have a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, I have to be sitting on the toilet, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Wait, from drinking the coffee or if they put milk in it?
From drinking the coffee. From drinking the coffee with the cream.
Oh,
I can't have cream. Yeah. It's really bad. And my friend used to work at Dunkin' Donuts as well. And, dude, he used to come when he used to get out of work. We used to play Marvel a lot, Marvel 1. And,
oh, yeah.
Dude, I wanted to throw up because of the smell. That smell of coffee impregnates, like, the shirt, pants, whatever you wear. It's like, you can wash the clothes as much as you want. That smell never comes off.
Oh, bummer.
Wasn't it like that for you too? You used to come home?
A little bit. I mean, it was tough. Like, honestly, those days went by for me so quickly because now I tend not to drink caffeine unless forced to. Like, I treat caffeine as an emergency drug and a recreational drug in that I drink caffeinated soda if I want to be a little bit hyper and and finally have soda because it tastes good, or if I'm driving a really long distance and I need to stay awake since I rarely ever have caffeine, like I can get from here to Rochester, New York on about a small cup of coffee from Dunkin'. So, the smell didn't really get to me that much, but when I was at the store, I like to think to myself that there was just enough caffeine in the air from the beans being ground all the time that I don't know what the heck it was, but I was hyperactive. Like, I'd get there, they started giving me the 4 a.m. shift.
Really?
So I'd get there at 4:30, and there'd be one other person in the store who had been running it, one of the managers, and then I'd be doing stuff. They found out I was kind of slow on the counter and stuff, and then they made their fatal and awesome mistake. They put me on the drive-through. It was insane. Once you got me, because when you're on the drive-through, you don't have to do as much. I mean, you have to take the orders and get them entered correctly. And then you have to go run and make stuff. Every now and then you got to make sandwiches and whatnot. But usually there's people who do that for you during the rush hours. Like there's one sandwich guy who makes all the sandwiches and then brings them over to the counters, and someone who makes the drinks. You can usually make your own coffee drinks, though. It's pretty easy. But once they put me on the drive-through, it was awesome. They put the headset on me. And if you came to Dunkin' Donuts at 4:31 a.m., this is what you'd be greeted by. Thank you for coming to Dunkin' Donuts. May I take your order, please? Why, yes, sir. You'd like 1 medium coffee with cream, 2 lumps of sugar, 1 chocolate frosted donut, and 1 vanilla cream. May I get you anything else today, sir? All right, I've rung that up. It's a combo number 1 that saved you 35 cents. Please drive around.
Wow, dude, I would love if I had that kind of if I owned that Dunkin' Donuts, I would love for you to have stayed there. Your sheer enthusiasm brings smile to people's faces.
It was crazy.
It was funny though, changing gears a bit. I have the video. I got to put it up. There was a sneak peek. I really can't give too much information about it. There was this. I think DSP might have put up a sneak peek of the last episode of Project 7 that we filmed.
Oh, I gotta see that.
He might have. I don't know. But I took video of John going into Thomason's. We went to go get something to eat.
Oh no!
And he goes into the restaurant with the Mario suit on and says, the kids come up to him, "Oh, it's Mario," and then he goes, "It's me, Mario." I'm like, oh my god, dude, this guy. I couldn't believe that you really, you could really stay in character like that.
Well, I mean, I'd done the Mario thing once before in college, like for a whole day for Halloween. And I don't know, it's just a really easy character to do because it's somebody that everybody knows, and I've been around the character for so long that like you just kind of know what Mario would do because he's always happy, he's cheery, he's smiling at everyone and everything. I mean, think about it. This guy fights a giant fire-breathing dragon with spikes on his back, an armored shell, a powerful tail, and an army of minions. And Mario's just happy all the time. He's smiling, He gets smacked in the face with a fireball. What happens? He shrinks by about 2 feet. Ooh. I mean, the guy just doesn't quit. Like, you don't have to let go of the run button, man. That guy will run and jump all the way across the screen. You know how far that is? He probably goes like 10 miles in 5 minutes, and he doesn't quit.
He's too legit to quit.
Darn right he is. Now, bouncing around again, I really ought to have done this at the beginning of the show. I want to give a humongous thank you out to the folks at meaty.com because they sent John and I a sample set of t-shirts that you may see us donning in the future. And this was really nice of them. It was incredibly remiss of me to not say this earlier. But a big thank you to Meaty. Just wanted to get that out there before I forgot. They were really nice. They made the shirts. They shipped them out. They got them to us in a couple days. Very nice of them. Now, I got a question for you, Howard. Do you play many... I know you play some PC games, right? Mm-hmm. Have you ever looked into this Humble Bundle hullabaloo?
Humble Bundle? What is that?
Humble Bundle. It's weird. They started it like 4 bundles ago. and it was just a group of independent game makers who put together a package of games you could buy where you set your own price and determine how much of it goes to the game developers and how much goes to charity and how much goes to the company that's hosting the site.
No, I didn't. But you know what? It's funny that you brought that up because I heard Radiohead did that with one of their albums.
Yeah, like they can get, and I think what's his name? He's a famous stand-up comedian, relatively new, I think. He has initials in his name, and he did this for one of his comedy shows, like MC or something, JC or something, whatever his name is, and he got a ton of money from this.
Wow.
Like, well, the thing I wanted to bring up is, normally, I don't like to bring up too much crazy nonsense, but this time around, the Humble Bundle 5, there are some games here that if you've missed, you might want to take a peek at. It's Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery EP, some weird, weird role-playing game of some kind. Limbo, which I think is a puzzle game. But it's these next three that I just want to point out because they're awesome.
What's that?
Amnesia, The Dark Descent.
Okay.
If you haven't played this game yet, it is the most frightening horror game I have ever seen.
What is it, like a first-person shooter?
It's a first-person game. Basically, you wake up in this creepy castle without any memory of who you are, and you uncover clues as to who you are as you go through it. All you have with you is a lantern, some matches, and dwindling oil.
Bro, I can't play those games.
It's too scary,
Yeah,
I know.
I get freaked
I can't
out.
play it either. I played it in a group with some friends, and we didn't even get all the way through. But seriously, amazing horror game. Then Psychonauts. Blast from the past, back for your PC, man. Come on.
Really?
No one's paying me to say this, but that was a great game. I think it was, Tim Schafer?
Yeah.
Like, incredible witty dialogue and stuff. Like a real classic. And if you pay more than the average price, which is currently $7.86, you get Bastion, which was an amazing, really fun action role-playing game. I met the guy who does the narrator's voice and the music director, the audio director at PAX, and they were really cool people. So just in case you didn't pick up these games, I went ahead and bought it. But just want to let you guys know it's out there. I mean, it's fun stuff, man.
It's funny that you brought that up. I missed a couple of indie games, but I played that Braid. Did you play that Braid?
I have it. I haven't played it yet. I heard it was incredibly good.
Yeah, it's really good. And if you get a chance to play or buy it and play it, is Fez.
Yeah, I heard that was fun too.
Fez was really good, but a lot of people boycotted it because they said that the developer is a freaking jerk. I guess he said like he pissed off a lot of people that are like the people that follow Japanese developers. Said that he made like a comment that Japanese developers don't know what the hell they're doing, like nowadays, and that their games suck basically.
Oh, that kind of stinks.
Yeah, but he's the game is really good. If you ever get a chance to, Fez is really really good. But I have to get back. I have to start getting back to like picking up a few of these like indie games. I picked up. I kind of bit the bullet and got that Minecraft. I don't know why, but
yes,
I got it on 360, but I didn't get it on PC.
It's a lot of fun. I like it more on the PC just for the mouse clicking is a lot more convenient to me. But it is a lot of fun. I didn't like it once they put in an update which made it so your character would get hungry and starve to death if you didn't feed him. That ticked me off.
Wow. But what I did see on the PC mod that was really cool was some lady invented a computer that actually works inside of Minecraft.
Oh yeah, I've seen people do crazy nonsense.
It was like a 32 kilobit computer, and you can actually run code in it. So
wow.
Yeah, it's like so you build like from what I gathered from the video, you can actually like she gives it to you. You got to make a floppy disk. You got to make a computer, like a CPU and stuff like that. And then you can set like jumpers for like certain things to work, certain other things not to work. You got to set up a monitor. You got to actually run wire from like the CPU to the monitor to run it to another computer. And you could run code. You could do some like crazy ass shit with it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, like the way they set it up. But I'm like, why the hell did you do this? That's a lot of like time wasted.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit, I started making a quote-unquote secret project on my friend's Minecraft server Like, I built a gigantic wall out of stone just so people couldn't see it until I was done. I got all the materials together, and then I kind of stopped playing.
Oh,
It was kind of sad.
come on.
I'll get it. I got to get my friend redid his computer with Linux now, and he doesn't have Minecraft running on it yet. So I got to go get that server set up again somewhere. But one thing though, I did play Racketeer, an item shop's tale.
Okay.
It's basically an all-right action RPG mixed with a pretty good store simulator. A fun little quirky, intensely Japanese game. If the concept of raiding a dungeon to get stuff to sell in your item shop appeals to you, and then haggling with customers, buying new items, making the shop look nice, or expanding it appeals to you, it's a pretty good fun thing. And it is the game. I'm not trying to sound racist here, but it is so Japanese. The characters are drawn in an anime style. They speak. The sound effects are all in Japanese. Like your sword fighter guy goes yacht, stuff like that, and it's just cute. It's a lot of fun.
So what did going back to that what you just said with the dungeons? What did you think of Diablo? Since I know you did buy it.
Yeah, Diablo. I put about 18 hours into
Okay.
it. Maybe a little bit less. And well, first of all, it was kind of depressing because my friend was over playing Diablo while I was making candles one day, and it took him 1 day and then 2 hours the next day to get as far as I had been, farther even. But I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, I've only played it on normal right now. I'm in Act 2. I'm running around trying to collect some guy's blood, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I've played a wizard and a witch doctor so far. I'm enjoying I've only gotten the witch doctor to 12 and the wizard to like 23, and I'm liking the wizard a lot more, at least at lower levels.
Okay, yeah.
Witch doctor's hilarious though. Spiders everywhere, spiders.
Yeah, I started the character. I didn't finish it. I got a level 14 demon hunter and a 28 monk. Monk is pretty cool. It's like a weird class. It's very, very odd, being that it's like a healer, but you know, depending on the kind of gear you strap to it, you can change like the way the character works. You know, you can make it just like a really good healer. You can make it a really good tank.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. So you can mix it up.
Yeah, you can mix it up. Really, that character is very, very weird in that sense. But overall, it's like the best character to do solo. I honestly think it is.
I mean, well, did you have helpers? You can have helpers come with you in this game, actually. Like, you can have a scoundrel, an enchantress, a paladin, Templar type guy. Probably a few other people.
Yeah, I didn't unlock that quest yet, the NPC quest, but I did get an ability that an NPC comes out of nowhere.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool ability.
Yeah.
And I ended up. What was cool is one of my neighbor upstairs, Drew. One of his friends is like a diehard like Diablo fan, and he right when the game had come out, he had gotten the materials needed to get to that My Little Pony area. Did you hear about that?
There's a what?
There's a secret area in Diablo. I don't want to. I should have said spoiler alert, but spoiler alert. There's a secret area in Diablo that is like a My Little Pony area. It's all colorful. The actual map on the top right hand corner is like, it looks like a drawing, like a kid's drawing on like construction paper.
Yeah.
And there's like ponies and flowers and everything attacks you, and they're like level 30 or whatever. And then you just go in there and you just beat the crap out of everything. And then you get really like rare items that you can go ahead and just sell on the auction house.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's a bitch. It's a real pain in the ass to get the items to make. I think it's a staff that you got to make. But once you make it, you know, I don't know if you have to, every time you got to go in there, you got to make another staff. I forgot how it works, but it's a pretty cool area.
It's like the cow level from Diablo 2.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. It's the same thing.
Wow. This might be the thing that it takes to get my friend who doesn't want to play Diablo but loves My Little Ponies to buy it.
Yeah, it's all little pink ponies, and you know, they walk around and they attack you, and little flowers, and it's really weird. Really weird for being that it's in this Diablo universe.
Yeah, I mean, that's a mad, creepy world to live in, and it's called Sanctuary of all things.
I know.
So, before I forget, let's jump right into the comments. Now, you've got the list of comments, do you not, sir?
Yes, I have the list of comments.
Would you care to read off the first comment for us, please?
Sure. Rambo, OJ, I need some advice. Every day, pigeons outside my window, on my roof, make noise for hours. It is distracting me from work, sleep, and most importantly, listening to the show. I have tried scaring them away, first by clapping loudly, but they have since gotten used to it and no longer are scared. I then tried playing bird of prey sound effects out my window, but they seem to like it. What can I do? They are even here now. I can see 8 of them sitting in my tree mocking me. From Golden Flare.
Wow. Well, I'm not exactly an ornithologist here. That's a pretty tough situation. I think you're going to need to buy some earplugs.
I don't know. It reminds me of that poem by Edgar Allan Poe, huh?
You know, are 8 pigeons equal to 1 raven?
Might be. Pigeons are pretty damn annoying. You know, they don't. They really do. That nickname that people give them really sits well with them. Rats with wings. That's what they are.
Yeah.
They eat everything. You know what's funny? It's like these birds, like crows and pigeons, they're freaking carnivores, man. They're like cannibals. You feed them chicken and they eat it. It's weird. Weird.
Well, they don't know any better. Like, hey, have you guys seen Phil? This is delicious.
Let's see here. What can you do? Oh, the only other thing I can tell you is, you know what you could do? You have to check with your local police department if it is illegal. Feed them rice, uncooked rice. They will
actually. You know, will that really kill them?
They say it makes them explode, right?
Huh? I don't know. I'd heard that, but someone told me that was Ann Landers, and she's not exactly. I don't know. Well, actually, I know that if you feed birds bread, they can get sick because it doesn't have enough nutrients. Then they get full.
Or you could just buy a BB gun and just shoot them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Well, you were about to say, oh, yes.
Well, I remembered that would kill birds, and that would make me sad.
Yeah, but if they're being annoying, right?
I mean, there's always plenty of pigeons.
Good point. I have the same
Yeah.
problem too. Whenever we put up the AC here in this apartment that I live in, for some odd reason, they like to sit inside of the window well, or the actual window sill, the bottom part where the AC sits. Yeah, they sit right there. And then when you wake up in the morning, you just hear like birds like flapping wings, and I'm like, what the hell is this? So I have to hit the AC for them to go. Then they make their nest in there, and it's like, what is this, a party?
Oh,
and I wasn't invited?
Well, the weirdest thing that ever happened to me, I still have this at my house, my parents' house. I was a little kid, and we had some heating ducts somewhere in the house, and some birds got in there. And they made a nest and laid eggs in it.
Really?
And it's a heating duct, so obviously the heat turned on. You know, it killed the eggs. I think the birds got out okay, but we just had these dead eggs in a nest sitting in the heating vent. So my parents took them, and when I was a little kid, they gave them to me. So at home, I've got some robin eggs and a robin's nest in a green cardboard box in a plastic bag,
And
just hanging out.
How long has it been?
I was probably in elementary school, so let's say that was first grade. I was 7. 20 years.
Wow. That's long.
Yeah. I should probably either get that preserved or never, ever open that box ever.
I wouldn't open a box.
Yeah. What's in the box?
You know what's funny? You just said robin's egg. Remember when you were a kid, that stupid kid went and invented that crayon, Robin's Egg Blue?
Yeah, he wasn't the first one to think of that name,
Freaking kid. And then he gets the crayon, the name of the crayon. There was like a big contest. You remember that, right?
Yeah, there was a contest to name
contest.
the next big Crayola crayon or something.
Yeah, and they gave you the color. It was that blue. And I'm like, you effing kid.
I mean, wow, you figured out that blue that looks exactly like a robin's egg is called Robin's Egg Blue?
That was just baby blue. It's just a hint of a little bit darker. That was all.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You already had Periwinkle Blue. You don't need another crazy color name.
Oh.
Periwinkle was awesome. That was like one of my favorite crayons, aside from just blue.
Yeah, ridiculous.
So I'm going to do this next block of comments here. This one's from Juan Garcia, 2007. OJ/Howard for the win. We're going to miss you, Rambo. The Ramborgia will hold down the fort while you're gone. Smiley face emoticon with a big smile. Then the next is from Asovito. Howard, 2012. And then Mr. CJ Hardcore says, Howard, man? The only man who can defeat Mega Man.
Wow.
So you got some fans out there, dude. They were eager to have you back on the show.
I'm speechless. I got a little bit of hate the last time, but last time I was on the show, there was a couple of people that didn't like that I was on the show. But I'm only here as a replacement, just for a temporary replacement. But I enjoy coming on here. You know, everyone. You know, I enjoy everything that the fans do, and I try to do everything for the fans. You know.
No, we enjoy having you here, man. I mean, you'll see that. You know, if you saw the earlier video that I posted on my new channel, John Rambo Presents, that some people did some artwork with you on there. So
they did? Good, wow.
Yeah. Did you see the video?
No, I didn't. I got to check it out.
I even warned you that there was going to be one.
I forget things easily.
Now you'll know what sort of condition Rambo's in Los Angeles right now.
Yeah, one of my favorite things one of the fans did for me, he drew me as Fei Long.
No way.
It was pretty cool. The guy did a really good job. He made like Fei Long with like a goatee and a hat. It was pretty cool.
Dude, that's awesome. Like, what we need to do is get that photo of you, the photo of me as Dan Hibiki, and we got to just put that stuff together, man.
You got to get John as Dalsum.
Oh, gosh, that would be perfect. You know, I'm just picturing, though, that instead of having the little skulls around his neck, he's got little hats.
Oh, my God.
So all of you artists out there need to make this happen.
Yes.
And I think he plays as Blue Dalsum, doesn't he?
Yeah, Blue Dalsum. Yeah, whoever can make this as like a cool like three-way picture, just one shot would be I'd be happy.
Oh, that would be beautiful. Oh my gosh, that would just be like one of the happiest days of my life.
And make sure it's chibi style so it looks very cartoonish. It has to be like that.
I'll take it, man. Puzzle Fighter Super Mega Double X3 or something.
Dan Hibiki style.
Darn right. Red gems only.
Oh, let's see here. What's the next comment here? I don't know if I'm in the minority, but I would love it if OJ would do a video or series of videos on anime manga. Favorites, reviews, etc. Please consider it. By Crazy Radicaled. Radicaled? Yeah.
I think it's Radical Ed. That's a Cowboy Bebop reference, eh?
Crazy Radical. Yeah, there you go.
Unless, of course, the main character from Fullmetal Alchemist went nuts.
So are you still, delving a little bit more into this question, are you still involved in that? Are you still reading manga? Are you still following manga? That's
the thing, man. Like, I haven't gotten to read or watch new stuff in a while. Like, I made a couple of reviews of things for my channel, and I want to do it again. I'll be completely honest with you. I reviewed Etrian Odyssey 3 like 5 times on camera, but never posted the video because every time it just messed up, or I just was like, ugh, the battery died, or ugh, this is stupid, and I got fed up with it. But, it's a sort of thing, like, I haven't seen any new stuff in a while, but I've noticed that I've gotten to watch a couple shows. I would like to do this. Like, the newest thing I've seen, I think, is the X-Men anime, which I want to talk about with John because he's seen it too. But stuff like that, or I've been watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and which I've been watching for free legally on YouTube, which is pretty sweet.
How's that possible?
Funimation has a channel.
Oh, okay.
And there's maybe 1 to 3 ads per episode.
Oh.
But you get to watch it subtitled or dubbed, whole series through.
Wow.
So, yay.
That is awesome. You know what I did watch the other day that was really good? If you ever get a chance to, it's an anime called Redline.
Redline, is that about driving?
Yes, and it's actually a really cool anime because it looks like it's based on F-Zero.
No.
Yeah, it's futuristic racing. It's awesome, dude. Awesome.
So, that sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I've got my pen out.
Redline.
Write that down.
Yeah, I rented it on Xbox. What is it called? Zune? Zune Marketplace.
Zune, yeah,
Zune
Zune.
Marketplace.
Yeah, you're talking to one of the few guys who actually has a physical Zune. So, yeah.
You know what? Now that you mentioned that, John is a weird guy. John, you're a weird guy. You know that, right?
I mean,
Yeah, you're a weird guy because this is why John is a weird guy. The guy is a computer science major. Am I correct?
Yeah, computer science and Japanese.
Okay, computer science and Japanese. You are a very intelligent individual. You are a tech guy, right?
Lies!
Lies.
Sorry, go on.
You're a tech guy, aren't you?
To a degree.
To a degree, right?
Yeah.
John is an IT guy at his job, and his computer is old, right, John?
I've had it since 2007.
7. John,
Maybe 8.
Okay, 2008. That's 4 years old. It's time to get a new computer.
But my precious, I've got my hand on it now, and I'm reassuring it that it's not getting the boot.
Being that you're an IT guy, it's time. It's time. You're supposed to be up to date with new technologies, things like that. All right, that's number one. Number 2, we are in 2012, John. Throw the dumb phone away and get a smartphone.
No,
Yes.
It fits in my pocket so well.
Smartphone, John. Smartphone. It's time. It's time. It's time. You can tweet on the go. What is better than that? Tweet on the go. You can check your email on the go, you know.
That's dangerous. I mean, though, it would mean I would update Twitter more than once a week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, I hadn't updated Twitter in like 4 weeks. I went back and I spent an hour updating tweets. Like, people were like, dude, I don't even remember what this conversation was about. What are you talking about?
John, it's time. It's time.
No, I got to save up for the Wii U and whatever the next Xbox and PlayStation are. While my computer can still run games, I don't need to upgrade it.
It's time. I'm going to keep saying that. Every time I'm on the show, it's time, John. It's time to get a smartphone. It's time to get with the times. It's time.
Oh, okay. Let's just read the next comment.
Okay. Go ahead. It's your turn to read the comments.
Thanks. OJ, you make sad puppy noises like every 10 seconds. This is from Itchy Smegma. You know, I made this list of comments, and I probably should have known not to make sad puppy noises right before reading this comment. I was thinking earlier on in the show, like, dude, I haven't made a single sad puppy noise the entire time. And then we hit the prior comment, and all of a sudden, I'm doing a Menchie impression from Excel Saga.
Wow, I didn't know you were such an anime fan.
Yeah, dude. I haven't seen all of Excel Saga, but
you're a bigger anime fan than I am.
I don't know if I go that far.
Come on, man. The only anime that this guy likes is Akira, and I'm the biggest Akira fan.
Good.
I'm the biggest Akira fan ever.
Have you read the graphic novel? If not, I'll find it for you. I have it in here somewhere.
If you got it, that'd be great. I gotta pick it up on Amazon.
Yeah, 6 books of what the frill?
Yeah, of Katsuhiro Otomo. Otomo's greatest. I even picked up his other movies. He did one called Memories. That was really good.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Was he involved in Jinro, or was that someone else?
I don't know. I know Jinro was good though.
Oh yeah, that was another good one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look. You know what? I'll do the next comment too.
Okay.
This is a message for our beloved Ramborgian leader. Rambo, recruit more people in Hollywood to the Ramborgia and lead them to a better path in life. Regular games player said that. You know, I think that's going to be his goal. He's at E3 right now, man. He could be recording like getting developers into the Ramborgia, getting them psyched about our stuff.
Oh, I told him prior to him leaving, I asked him, did you make sure to, make business cards and stuff? I have a feeling John's going to come out of this winning. I'm not even lying, bro. He's going to come.
I hope
he's
so.
going to come back and he's going to, I got a gig as a game voiceover for a game or something. I can't wait. Honest to God, John has like the best voice ever.
It's pretty distinct, man.
Yeah,
You can't imitate it.
No, you can't. And his voice he has a very clear voice, and it's almost like it's specifically for radio. This podcast works perfect for him. Perfect.
It gets him. I mean, he could easily be a radio personality. Like,
oh, yeah.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
The dude is a genius. He's incredibly dedicated. When he finds something he wants to do, he fights tooth and nail until he gets it.
Oh, yeah.
So we just sent him to E3. What have we done? We have unleashed a beast upon the unsuspecting game development community.
Yep. You know what he probably said before he got on a plane? E3, I'm coming for you.
Wow.
Oh, man.
All right. Do you want to do the next comment?
Yeah. Damn, OJ. It's Figueroa ST or
Street. Yeah.
Figueroa Street, pronounced
Yep.
Figueroa. It's only one of the most popular streets in Los Angeles. By Steve O. Getfit.
It's a recurring theme that I can't pronounce anything for beans. It took me probably 2 months to be able to say Tlatoanetzcoatl.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. You pronounced that very well.
Well, it took me forever, and now we hit. Come on, it's spelled Figueroa. That's like Figueroa or something, not Figueroa. Figueroa. Figaro.
Yep. Figueroa.
It's not easy. But thank you for telling me the proper pronunciation. I appreciate that. You want to move on to the next one?
Sure. Got my GCSEs tomorrow. I'm on the edge, and I like it. By Gray1457. Now, what is a GCSE? Explain this.
Now the GCSE, well, how best to explain something without letting on the fact that I'm Googling it to make sure I remember exactly what it is.
Oh, you're killing me, man. What happens?
The General Certificate of Secondary Education, I think. Yeah, go for it, man. I think that's the
your GED, right?
Equivalent of from finishing basically saying, dude, I'm done with high school. I got this. For all you, bro, I'm done. I got it. I passed. This is my test. Knock it dead, right?
Congratulations.
Oh man, yeah, I forgot to check when you posted this comment because you must have taken it by now. So, dude, go for it. I hope you did really well. I mean, you're one of the Ramborgia. We're dedicated about this sort of stuff. If we put our minds to it, we get anything done. So, I'm going to say it like Howard did just now. We don't know the results, but congratulations. We know you did.
Yeah, make sure when you get the diploma, if it hasn't happened already, you grab the diploma and you just punch your principal in the face.
Oh.
And you just lay him out and you just go, yeah, that's for not believing in me, you a-hole. And then you kick dust in his face and then you walk away.
Ah. Yeah, the secondary education nowadays is kind of weird sometimes, but hey, congrats to you, man.
I'll tell you one thing. That test is hard. It is. It's very hard. I looked at it and I looked at one of my friends, and this is right when I had graduated high school, and I'm like, if you were to give this to me now, I wouldn't pass it.
Oh man, well, it's tough. It's like, hey, remember everything you learned in high school? No. Well, you have to.
Especially the math portion. Like, there's things about trigonometry in there, and it's like, what? Wow, you cringe at the idea of mathematics, and you're a computer science major. What is going on?
We get the computers to do the math for us.
That, sir, is not supposed to be happening. You're supposed to be doing this in your head.
It's been like 4 years since... No, it's been 5 years since I've had to do calculus.
So you have the computer do it for you?
I have the computer do as much math for me as it can.
So how do you... So let me ask you this. How do you write algorithms if you have to write that, if that's part of your job?
I kind of write stuff out. I can still write stuff out and figure it out, but I mean, it's a different set of math. It's like to get stuff to be efficient, it's how many times is this going to be hit? Like, am I looping over the same thing more than I have to? Am I doing redundant stuff? Does this take a long time to do? If so, can I do this without doing it at the loop? Blah, 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 blah. It's not a lot of, like, I don't have to do in my day-to-day life at work a lot of, now the derivative of this line is, about 3 meters per second squat or whatever, so I don't have to worry about this sort of thing too much. Yeah, I'm not doing calculations and stuff, but yeah, I see your point. I'm not bad at math. I guess prefer the non-math parts of my job.
Interesting. I like your. Why don't you make apps for phones and stuff?
One of my friends wanted me to do that once, but I just never got around to working it out with her, like how to get this stuff accomplished. Just too much. There's just too many side projects going on, man. Like I'm barely I'm fighting to be able to just do the show, candles, hanging out, Schnozman and Hole Punch, and then the occasional Project 7 stuff. Like, I got a lot on my plate.
I was gonna say drop the candles, but then it's not right. You do make good candles, so
they're fun. Thanks.
Do make nice candles.
Thank you.
Touché.
All right, so I'll read the next one from HOLLSON85, and then you can do the last one afterward.
Okay.
I just watched Highlander, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, and listened to the show. I think I just got an overdose of awesomeness. HOLLSON85. Yeah, so I gotta say, you've got pretty good choice in movies right there. Highlander to satisfy your sword fight craving, Evil Dead for your horror, and Army of Darkness for your hilarious horror.
Yep.
And then the show.
I enjoy this guy's taste in movies. I did read a what was it? A comic book. What was it? Marvel Zombies.
Oh, I haven't read that yet. I read a Deadpool story from it, though.
Yeah, Marvel Zombies, Evil Dead, and Army of Darkness edition.
Oh my gosh, everything combined?
No, it was two separate comics. It was It was great. It was one was about one was about the necromancer. I guess I think it was I forgot something about Doctor Doom getting the necromancer.
Doctor Strange?
Doctor Doom.
Oh, Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
okay.
He got the necromancer or something. The other one was about Evil Dead coming back and coming into the worlds. It was crazy. It was crazy.
The Evil Dead would have been like, wait, what do you mean this planet's taken? Come on, guys.
It was pretty crazy. I like that whole spin-off that they did with the Marvel Zombies. I don't know if they continued it, but
yeah, I don't know. I know they did a few books. I mean, there was a Deadpool book called I think it was for Deadpool Merc with a mouth something or other, and it's about Deadpool and Headpool. Headpool being the zombie universe version of Deadpool that's just a head.
Really?
Yeah. I've got that around here somewhere. It was pretty funny. It wasn't my favorite Deadpool story, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, let's do this last comment here.
All right. OJ, really excited about the show this week, so I wanted to send a question. I notice that you are, or at least seem to be in a good mood, even when John is harassing you, or you're running back and forth with your busy schedule. I wanted to know, what do you do to mentally prepare yourself daily to not flip out on people? Do you meditate? Or are you someone that takes their rage out at the gun range? Have fun on the show and enjoy the free and optional gonorrhea and I'm adding in diarrhea. KP3RD.
Wow.
I had to add that in because I usually,
You always do. You add that in somewhere. Thank you for injecting coffee and cream into the show. So, I mean, I'm not always in a good mood, but I mean, as far as mentally preparing myself, I guess the trick in my case is just trying not to worry about too much stuff. I mean, I can get agitated and neurotic about stuff and worry like a crazy psychopath. I mean, that has happened before. I'm not saying I'm immune to it, but I mean, a lot of this stuff just doesn't really matter in the long run. I'm more likely to get angry for like 2 seconds and then not care if something really bugs me. But like when it comes to, I mean, first of all, when it comes to John, he's one of my best friends for like forever. I know what he means when he's saying stuff. Sometimes it comes out a little different than he intends, but no, like if someone's harassing me and stuff, like it's not a big deal. They're just being silly. I mean, there's no sense worrying about it. I mean, that's the thing. There's so many things in life that you could be worrying about right now that you don't have control over. It's just, I try to think about the stuff I do have control over and worry about that instead. Like stuff I can do to get through it. I mean, it's tough though. If you get super busy, the thing I found, I mean, it doesn't work with everybody, but trying to get sleep helps me a ton. A lot of people I know, they get like 4 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep, and they're okay with that. Me, like to chill out, I need to get like around 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and I need like at least, if not every day, then as frequently as I can, just an hour or 2 hours to myself to just do whatever. Usually I'll read a book in that time before I go to sleep or whatever. And that helps a lot. Like if there's just something you do to relax. I've meditated before. It was okay. Like a friend of mine once wrote me what was called on the piece of paper a prescription for peace and serenity. I'll share this with you now. This is from one of my best friends. 5 things. Every day, spend at least 15 minutes doing nothing. Like, not like sitting there listening to music or whatever. Just don't do anything. Just chill out. Just spend 15 minutes. You don't necessarily have to meditate. Just kind of be. Number 2, make goals for the day, for the week, for the month, for the year. It helps because when you get one of those done, you feel pretty great. And the third is a tertiary thing to that. You don't have to accomplish all of your goals. And if you're freaking out, you got too much stuff to do, you can procrastinate a little bit. Like if you're going nuts because you got something you need to do, just chill out, take a half hour. If it doesn't need to be done right now, just get yourself back and calm down a little bit. Number 4 was sleep is probably the most important thing more important than everything else right now. And then 5 is the important one. This is how you deal with people being filled with nonsense. Care less about what others think. You're the most important judge of you. So don't care about what people think, man. You know what you're like. You know you're pretty cool. Don't worry about it. Basically, if I could sum this up in 2 words, how would I do it? Stay ballsy.
There you go. That's
same general idea, right?
Yeah, I like what you just came up with, or you read this in a book. You said, right?
No, a friend of mine wrote it for me, saying it was a prescription.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually, if you watch Schnozman and Hole Punch, it's on Hole Punch's whiteboard.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did get on John's case though. I've gotten on John's case several times. I did it on the show for him to lay off, and I do it constantly for him to lay off on you. But all in all, I guess John means well, as you guys have been friends for years, and John is a great guy. But I do understand where you're coming from, and you can't let things get to you. You guys, you have to like sometimes take the time to sit back, assess the situation, assess your life, assess your goals, and try to accomplish them. You don't have to rush through them. Just take your time. If you do it, make sure you do it with the best of your ability. Don't half-ass it. Yeah. Don't half-ass anything. Because then you never feel like you accomplished it properly. And I guess that's basically it. And just try to be happy. Take the time to be happy. So a lot of people you see, in the world nowadays, they're very miserable people, and they don't, either they don't have friends, or they don't spend time with family, or they just work. You can't just work all the time.
No, you'll go nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Just make sure you play as well.
Yeah, it's important. Work-life balance and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people who are rich who've got all the money in the world, but they have to work. They work so long for it that they can't even stop to enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. And just make and on the other hand, on the other end of the spectrum as well, don't make sure you're always preoccupied with things. You can't just sit and do nothing. And some people do that, and it's like the worst thing ever because you end up doing stupid things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you're always preoccupied with positive things.
Stuff that makes you feel good about yourself.
Exactly.
Don't focus on the stuff that doesn't.
Yeah. And try not to make these ridiculous goals because sometimes they'll never come to fruition.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that crazy. I mean, start small and break stuff down into pieces. Like, you don't have to say, my goal is to build a house. My goal is to put down a foundation and then, maybe put in some structural supports. It's not just like, I will build house. You can't just start at building house. Just little pieces here and there.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then it's funny because I see a lot of, especially during when New Year's happens, people all, the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, I got to lose weight. I'm on this huge diet or whatever. Then they're like, people are going nuts. Yes, I'm gonna lose 30 pounds at the end of this month, bro. It's impossible. It is impossible unless you quit your job and you dedicate yourself to going to the gym 8 hours a day. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, but you could just say, all right, look, I'm gonna work out twice this week for a half hour.
Oh yeah, and it doesn't. It could be just something small. Like today, I'm just gonna make one small change. Instead of me taking the elevator, I'll take the stairs.
Yeah.
And then today, instead of me, eating a bag of chips with my sandwich, I'm going to eat an apple, or I'm going to eat some fruit, or I'm going to try to get more fruit in my diet. And it doesn't have to be some ridiculous change like, tomorrow I'm just going to eat oatmeal for breakfast and salad. And that's going to be from here on every day. Two of my meals are going to be salads. It's not going to happen because you're going to drive by a Burger King or a McDonald's and you're going to smell fries or whatever's cooking in the nasty broiler thing, and you're just gonna you're craving that,
Yeah, I mean, one thing about goals, if there's goals and stuff you want to do, now this is the hardest thing for me to do. I have serious problems doing this, as evidenced by the fact that I do a million projects. You have to learn to say no. Example, like if you set yourself goals for stuff you really want to do, like. And then someone said, and you're like, say it's Thursday, and Thursday you're like, no, that's it. I went to the gym on Tuesday. It's Thursday now. Going to get my second day, and this is great. And maybe someone says, hey, you want to go get dinner or something? With like one of the guys. Sometimes you have to know, like, what do you really want to do? And it's okay to say no. If you want to go to the gym, if you want to go home and work on the music you're writing, if you want to take some time for yourself and do something, that's okay. If they're your friends, they're going to understand if you can't make it that night because you're important to yourself too. And you've just got to get, you can't, if there's stuff you want to do, like, oh man, I never go to write my novel. Like, if it's that important to you, they'll understand that you wanted to take some time to go do it.
That sounds like Brian from Family Guy. He always wants to write his novel.
And Stewie tortures him. So, how are you doing with that book you're writing? Have you got any new chapters done? So how's about the novel you're writing? And how's the novel coming along?
Oh man. Yeah, and the only other piece of advice that I have to give is once you start something, make sure you finish it. I have this really bad habit of not finishing things. I start like 3 million projects and then they're never done. They're always half done. Then I look at it and I'm like, do I really wanna like I'm proud of myself. The other day I went and I did something that I thought I would never do, and I actually did a chassis swap on a monitor.
Wow.
Yeah. I was always really scared of doing it because you can actually get electrocuted like really bad. And yeah, you can actually die from it. So
lovely. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, so I ended up breaking a monitor by accident at my friend's house, and my friend told me, do the chassis swap, which the chassis swap is you're taking the electronic components or the board, the printed circuit board out of the monitor, and you're putting a new one in or swapping it. And what it involves is you have to actually clip a alligator clip with a wire attached to another alligator clip that's attached to the frame of the monitor that's grounded to the actual arcade machine. So so that when you stick the screwdriver under the cap, it actually discharges the monitor so that you don't get electrocuted. Even when you unplug it, you can still, it holds charge.
Yeah, the capacitor. Yeah, that's to help it boot up.
Yeah,
right?
The anode cap actually holds charge regardless. So if you touch it while it's off, you can actually get electrocuted. So, you know how it is the first time you're doing it. You're like, don't electrocute me. And you're like,
that sounds like a different night for me, but do go on.
So I actually, I did what everyone says to do. You do it with your right hand, and you put your left hand behind your back, because once it passes through, it won't make a complete circuit out of your other arm, and actually go through your heart. It stops at your the middle of your chest.
Whoa, I saw that happen in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the same principle. So what'll happen is it goes through your right arm and then just goes down your right leg. It won't pass through your heart, then go out of your arm.
Huh.
Yeah, so
good to know.
Yeah, just make sure whenever you touch anything electrical or that you have a really high risk of getting electrocuted, you make sure you put your left hand in your pocket or behind your back, and the right hand, you do everything with your right hand.
So do your Yamazaki from King of Fighters impression, huh?
There you go. Yep. Yep. So I did that. And I actually discharged the monitor and I swapped everything out, and I discharged it a couple of times because a couple of things went wrong, and I was actually proud of myself. I did something.
You should be.
Did something that I was really scared to do. I overcame fear and adversity.
You have triumphed once more.
Yes, I have. So, but yeah, I'm excited.
Good stuff. Well, as far as triumphs go, I think that we have gotten over this tricky deal of performing the show tonight. Howard, I must ask you, do you have anything you would like to say to our fair Ramborgia audience? Because I think we have gotten to about the end of our time tonight.
Yeah, we have exhausted. We have exhausted all means. No, not really. I just want to make sure I thank the fans. I really appreciate all the support for this show, for my channel, for my streaming channel, for John's Twitch.
Remind them again what they are.
Yes, my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Howard Showcases, twitch.tv/Don'tBlowThis, my website, www.don'tblowthis.com.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty excited, with everything that's been going on with Tournament of Legends, and just hope that everyone is excited as well. And any kind of feedback you want to give to my channel, anything else aside from me not having put anything up in the last 2 weeks, which I haven't had time because I'm getting a new job. Everything's been, like I said, any kind of feedback, just leave it on my on my Twitter as well. @Don'tBlowThis. Make sure you sign up.
You'd better.
Yep. What about you, sir? What do you have to share?
Nothing really too much. I mean, again, I would love to thank all the people who submitted their fine artwork and music to the show, our fine commenters. Everyone who supported John Rambo and myself and Howard and DSP and everybody out there, man. You guys, we do this for you. You make it possible, and we were really just happy to have such a wonderful and engaged audience. So I guess on that note, I'd like to wrap this up and say, from John Rambo Presents, I want to say thank you all very much for listening to the show. As presented by John Rambo Presents, John Rambo Presents the show, the best in free and optional entertainment. So, for John Rambo, from John Rambo Presents, for Howard, this is OJ, signing off and wishing you all a beautiful, beautiful night. Stay ballsy.